People and magic makers, Destiny here on this magical Monday. Thank you so much for joining me. I know I'm a little early, but hey, let's rock this. So today we're going to talk about the fact that you know things, and you know that you know that you know them, like they are ingrained in you. They have been set in your thought process, your processes, for a really long time, and you're like, nope, this is the way it works, this is the way it happens. Okay, until you realize maybe what you know is not all that there is in the world, that maybe there's more out there that you can explore. And I've seen this come up so many times that I was like, oh my goodness, we need to talk about this. Okay, how many of us were told that the best thing to do for yourself was to get a 9 to 5 job, right? Put money away in your 401k, and then you retire at like 62, 65-ish, right? That was what I was told for a really, really long time. So that's the path. That was the path, right? You go to college, to get that job, to get that 9 to 5 job, you do all the things so that you could get on that path. Until you realize, one, maybe that path wasn't really made for me, and two, oh wait a minute, there are a bunch of all of these other paths, and they're looking like they work. People are on them. People are trucking along. They're going down those paths. So why did I only think that there was just this one, right? But we do that a lot. So we tend to think that there's only one way to do something, and that's the way and that's the path that we start to go on. And then we get upset, or we get irritated, or we get annoyed when that path isn't as smooth as we thought it might be, or when things start popping up to throw us off of that path. Because here's what's really happening is you're going down this path that you thought you were, and what you think are the obstacles are actually trying to steer you onto like another path, right? Maybe a path that's a little bit easier. Maybe a path that might be harder at first, but it's shorter and you can reach your destination or the end result faster. But no, it's not what we know in our head. So we just kind of dismiss it and we just let it go and say, no, that's not the thing. That's not what I really wanted. Except it was. Right? And so think about that. Like, think about all of the things that you were told and the things that you believed that this was the thing, this was the way it needed to work, this is how it needed to look, this is what you needed to have in order to get there. And ask yourself, is it true? And then do a little bit of research to see if other people have done it in a different way. And now here's the caveat. Here's the thing that I want you to pay attention to. If you know other people that have gone onto a separate path, talk to them for sure. Do some research, ask them questions, see how they explored things, see how they got through a place of curiosity and all that good stuff. But make sure that you don't follow it exactly, because that might not be the exact path for you. Your path may look different, right? And what tends to happen is you start caring about what other people think and what other people do. How many online courses are there that you bought into but it wasn't all quite right? And so like, just notice that you're going to be doing some research and you're going to be getting a lot of information, but don't get stuck in the research. That's the caveat. Don't get stuck in the research. Find what works for you, toss the rest. Okay? And seriously, like, do that. So talk to people and go, that's really interesting. Start following that path. And then like, when you feel like it's getting to be too much, you're getting confused, you're getting overwhelmed, just stop, take a breath, step away, go down another one, and just, this is an exploration to see what more there is out there for you. What other ways can something be done? And don't be afraid or surprised that the way that you're going to figure it out is going to be completely different from what's out there, right? You may pick 4 or 5 different things from 4 or 5 different people and meld it together and make it your own, right? You may have a completely different setup than somebody else. Who cares? That's beautiful. That's okay. Go do that. But find what works truly for you, right? Not what other people tell you should work. And again, this is where you get to do your research, because you can get the information from other experts that have walked the path for you. But don't be surprised if there's a little bit of wiggle room in how their system worked for them and how it's going to work for you. And don't force yourself to go into a system that doesn't work for you at all, right? But explore that for yourself. And enjoy the curiosity and the exploration process, because it's really fun, you guys. But we're so afraid that it's going to be a mistake, or we're going to waste the time or whatever. But you're not, because you're learning something. You're learning something new. You're learning what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And that's amazing. That's an amazing opportunity that you have, because you're going on this journey of being curious, right? And yes, like I was saying, just be careful with the research, and you don't get so stuck in it that you're not actually trying to do certain things for yourself, right? Test things out, play with it, make the mistakes. I promise you, you can make all the mistakes. They're not going to know a good chunk of the time. Your clientele, your family, they're not going to know, and if they do, then okay, great, good job making a mistake, standing back up again and going for another one, right? But test the beliefs that you have. Test the knowing stuff that this is the way it's got to look, and really see, is that what you want to have work for you, or would you like to explore other things? Ask yourself that, because you deserve to know for yourself. You deserve to know, is this working for me? And if not, why not? Right? And seriously, ask yourself that. Whose voice are you hearing in your head when it's this is the path that you must stay on? Is it though? Is it really? I think we can start flexing some of that stuff, right? We can really start pushing some boundaries on what we have. It's already begun to happen, so why not? Why not play with that for yourself and enjoy while you're at it, okay? So take a look at that. See if there's anything that is just set in stone for you, that you're well, maybe it's not so set in stone and somebody else did it a different way, and start exploring that, right? Are you tired of your 8 to 5? Are you tired of the way that your day is looking? Are you exhausted? That's a clue that something's going a little off. So find what works for you. Buck the system. Why not? And find it. Find what works for you, because that's the thing that you want to stick with. And that's the thing you want to explore and have fun with. All right? So until next week, buck the system. Figure out what works for you. Do some research. Don't get stuck in the research. And enjoy yourself. Have fun with this. Be curious. Okay? Until next week. Peace.